Namaskaram. I'm Shilpa Santosh, Kuchipudi dancer and a trainer. Welcome to the informative series related to Indian classical dance forms. As a part of informative series related to Indian classical dance forms, we have been interacting with various dancers, gurus of Indian classical dance forms. Today, we have very special guest, Panchavati Srinivas Mallikarjun Garu, who is a Mridangam artist, All India Radio graded artist, Mridangam and Ghatam artist. You must be wondering, a dancer talking about Indian classical dance forms, how come today has come up with an interactive session with a Mridangam artist, Mridangam and Ghatam artist? So I would like to emphasize and share with you that how the rhythm and beats are important for a dancer to follow. Same way, a mridangam is equally important when a South Indian dance form is performed. Let that be the South Indian classical vocal music, instrumental music, or for a dance. Mridangam plays a very, very important role. Hence, a dancer or a dancer turned guru should have equal knowledge or a sufficient knowledge about how the interaction or the coordination should go along with the mridangam, in addition to the natwangam that is done. Because everything has a rhythm. And the natwangam, mridangam, and the footwork of a dancer goes hand in hand. So let us welcome our guest for today, Mridangam and Ghatam artist, All India Radio graded artist, Panchavati Srinivas Mallikarjun Garu, who's in Hyderabad, who has done his education in Mridangam from Potti Sri Ramalu Telugu University. And then he pursued this art form as his passion, has been performing all over the globe, has given many performances across the country and internationally as well, and who has been teaching students from many years in Mridangam. So it's my privilege to have Mallikarjun Garu today with us here as a part of the interactive session. So let us welcome Mallikarjun Garu. Namaskaram, Mallikarjun Garu.
Namaskaram.
Welcome to the informative series related to Indian classical dance forms. And I am very privileged to have you here today.
Yeah.
So, Mallikarjun Garu, thank you so much. Mero time ichi you have agreed to join me in the session today. So, starting with, I wanted to know, మీరు ఆర్టీసీలో వర్క్ చేస్తున్నారు, అలాగే ఘటం అండ్ మృదంగం మీ ప్యాషన్ కూడా కంటిన్యూ చేస్తున్నారు. జనరలీ గవర్నమెంట్ జాబ్ కానీ ప్రైవేట్ జాబ్ ఏదున్నా కానీ మార్నింగ్ టిల్ ఈవినింగ్ అందులోనే టైం సరిపోతుంది అందరికి, రొటీన్. సో ఈ రెండు ఎలా మేనేజ్ చేస్తున్నారు మీరు?
Yeah, actually I started my journey from at the age of 12 years. So అది అయిన తర్వాత ఏమైందంటే, when I joined RTC, I too అంటే నేను యాక్చువల్గా I choose that RTC profession because I can devote more time to music. So that way I have chosen this as a job. And then from 10:30 to 5, I'll be busy with the office functions. Then after that, when I come back home, so I can devote more time towards music. So in that way, I chose that profession of serving in government organization.
So, did you take any kind of guidance before? I mean, you said specifically you chose getting into this particular job so that you can balance both. So, was there any guiding force for you to take up that government job and then guide you so that you can balance both? So, ఎందుకంటే అంత యంగ్ ఏజ్ లో ఆ డెసిషన్ తీసుకోవటం.
Yeah. So what happened, basically I was a cricket player. So the moment I finished my degree, immediately they offered me a job in RTC. So inter second year onwards, I was learning music in Music College, Maratpalli. So that made me to choose state government job rather than private organization. So I used to devote more time for this music, and apart from playing cricket and all my hobbies, I used to play and then practice everything. Basically, I'm a government music college student, Bhakta Ramadas Government Music and Dance School in Maratpalli. So I finished my diploma in the year 2011. So after that, I was always doing this practice, everything, and performing programs everywhere throughout the country and also across the globe. So basically, my first guru was Sri Kolanka Lakshman Rao Garu. Then I had my advanced training from Sri Venkateshwaran. He is a disciple of Sri Karekudi R. Mani, who is a famous mridangist in Chennai.
Yes, then, I know. I know. I have met him once.
Yeah. Apart from that, now I am still pursuing under the able guidance of Sri P. Jay Bhaskar from All India Radio Hyderabad. So recently we too took this one Europe and all for music festival. So I went to Croatia. From before that, I used to I went to Bhopal, then Nagpur, Udaipur, so many programs. So we had a percussion ensemble. So I used to play ghatam, assist my guru and all. So basically that job has made me to do all these things. And I was well satisfied with my job and doing this extracurricular activities. And also I played so many programs for dance also. So basically it's a mixture of concerts, some playing for instrumental, some playing for vocal, then veena and all. Then another form is playing for dance, Bharatanatyam, Kuchipudi, like that. So I have done programs for ensemble, music ensemble in Hindustani and Carnatic Jugalbandi type also, wherein I used to play bits and all for mridangam and ghatam. So that way I used to do this journey.
It's very nice actually. And how did it start? How did your journey start towards mridangam and ghatam? మీరు అంటూ ఉన్నారు 12 years ఏజ్ నుంచి మీరు స్టార్ట్ చేశారు అంటే అసలు మీకు మృదంగం నేర్చుకోవాలని ఆర్ వాట్ అట్రాక్టెడ్ యూ ఇంట్లో మీకు మ్యూజిక్ బ్యాక్గ్రౌండ్ నుంచి ఎవరైనా ఉన్నారా లేక ఇట్ వాజ్ యువర్ సెల్ఫ్ హూ వర్ మోర్ ఇంట్రెస్టెడ్ బికాస్ వి సీ మెనీ పీపుల్ ఇంట్రెస్టెడ్ లెర్నింగ్ మ్యూజిక్ అండ్ డాన్స్ ఇన్స్ట్రుమెంట్స్ ఎస్పెషలీ మృదంగం అంటే I do not know how people take it. The moment if the child is telling that నేను మృదంగం నేర్చుకుంటాను నాకు మృదంగం నేర్చుకోవాలంటే పేరెంట్స్ నుంచి కానీ ఫ్యామిలీ నుంచి ఎలాంటి రియాక్షన్స్ వస్తాయో అసలు మనకు తెలియదు మిక్స్డ్ ఒపీనియన్స్ ఉంటాయి సో మీది అసలు ఈ జర్నీ ఎలా స్టార్ట్ అయింది
Yeah, actually at the age of 12 years when I was in I was always playing some fingers and all in the table, everything. So my father had a lot of interest in this one. He used to play in the table, everything like that. So I used to observe that. And before also I had that inclination how to, I mean, somehow I used to play in the table or something like that. I used to take this, in those days they are called a small dabba like thing.
And a flat base, wherever you find a flat base, you used to try to make some kind of drumming sounds and all.
Yeah, I used to play. And at that time I asked my father, Daddy, I want to join music, this thing and all that. And basically in the previous generation, people, they used to, I mean, they have different opinion about fine arts, everything. They say this is not your final this thing. First you have to study, then only you go to fine arts. So from the age of 7-8 years also, I used to tell my dad, I want to join, I want to join. So he never said, no, don't do that. That is not your career or this thing. Then at the age of 12 years, simply I just put an application in music college. Then I joined. After joining, Bhakta Ramdas, and after joining
Hyderabad.
Maratpalli.
As a regular student?
Yeah, evening college, evening college, only.
Yes.
Yeah, actually, basically they teach from 2 to 7, second batch. So I chose the timings from 4 to 5. After finishing my school, I used to go directly. So at that time, my daddy, he didn't observe. After 6 months to 1 year, I brought an instrument. Of course, at that time he agreed. Okay, you can take now and all. Then after that, after so many, 4 years certificate course, then plus 2 years diploma, I started giving performances near the temples and all. So near my house, once my daddy came to the concert, he saw me playing. So then he was very happy. And he said, okay, you have done a good thing and all. But he cautioned me also, it should not be your main thing. You should also concentrate on your studies and all. So that way, journey started. Now it has come to a stage where I am enjoying music and all.
Very nice, very nice. I have an interesting question to ask you. Mridangam and Ghatam, how different are they? And your base of learning is Mridangam.
Yes.
So did you happen to take any separate training for Ghatam, or is it much similar technically?
Yeah. Playing Mridangam is different from Ghatam. There is no sort of same this thing. Jatis will be the same, but fingering is totally different. So my Guruji, Bhaskar sir, he interacted with one of the Ghatam players, and I observed the techniques and all, how to play and all. Based on that only, I started learning Ghatam also. So after 1.5 to 2 years like that, I made myself comfortable with Ghatam.
Which one do you enjoy? Sorry to interrupt. So which one do you enjoy playing most, Mridangam or Ghatam?
Both I enjoy. Both. Yeah, Mridangam and Ghatam. Because Mridangam, Omkara Nadam is there. Ghatam is only plain notes. It gives only a flat note or plain notes. But Mridangam, you have this Omkara Nadam, everything is there. And so that way, both are equivalently good. First, I give preference to Mridangam only, because that is the traditional instrument played by Lord Ganesha when this Shiva Parvati and all, they were dancing. So Lord Ganesha played. First, it was made of Mritangam. Mrit means mud, Angam means shallow. So that was given to Ganesha to play. Then over the years, it has been transferred from Mrit to wood. So it has become Mridangam. So nowadays it has come, everything is there now. This fiber also has come, fiber body. But that much sound it will not give. Original sound of Mridangam it's not giving. Only thing, it is easy to travel. You can easily carry because it's not of much weight. But Mridangam weighs more. So that difference is there. So that way, Mridangam I give preference, more weightage. Second is Ghatam.
So, మీరు మృదంగం ఇంకా ఘటం రెండు కాన్సర్ట్స్ కి you play both the instruments and you have accompanied in many concerts, for music concerts, instrumental veena అని చెప్పారు, and even dance recitals, Natuvangam and the orchestra troupe.
Yeah.
So in the variations low, what is the difference, or what are the key aspects that you find that one person or an artist should keep in mind? Because is it different? About being a dancer, I know how different or how varied it will be. But I want audience to know from a Mridangam artist point of view, what runs in their mind. ఒక మ్యూజిక్ కాన్సర్ట్ కి, వోకల్ కాన్సర్ట్ కి ప్లే చేసేటప్పుడు, ఒక ఇన్స్ట్రుమెంట్ కాన్సర్ట్ కి ప్లే చేసేటప్పుడు, అండ్ డాన్స్ రిసైటల్ కి. సో వాట్ ఆర్ ద డిఫరెన్సెస్, ఆర్ ఏమైనా ఛాలెంజెస్ ఫేస్ చేశారా అట్లా?
యా, డెఫినెట్లీ. ఇప్పుడు మీరు యాక్చువల్లీ వెన్ యూ ఆర్ ప్లేయింగ్ ఫర్ అకాంపనింగ్ ఫర్ ఎ మ్యూజికల్ కాన్సర్ట్ లైక్ వోకల్, you can easily follow because whatever they are singing, you go on playing, accompanying them. When actually the Neraval and Swaram and all, when they play Swaram, when they sing Swaram, then Neraval, then Muktai Swaram, like that. At that time, that accompaniment, they have to be very alert what the main artist is singing. So based on that only, they have to play. So Muktai and all is very, very effective when both the accompanying artist and the main artist together they play. Then the concert will become more effective and it will reach the audience. So vocal bit easy playing, but for instrumental it's very, very difficult. Unless you have extra this thing, like what they are playing, what they are going to play. You have to be always imaginative and while playing.
Rehearsals is important.
Yeah, rehearsal is a must actually. One rehearsal is required for interaction with the artist, and then what they are going to play and what are the jati, this thing and all, muktais and all. So in which talam they are performing, everything we have to be very, very attentive. And while playing the instrumental, we have to be 100% this thing. Otherwise, we may slip and then it will not be a good concept. Yeah. And dance form, of course, as you said, 100% we need rehearsals. And jatis and all, the Mridangam player has to know which jati they are playing. Then all Tisragati, Kandagati, Misragati and all, they are all there. Tisra means 3, Kandam means 5, Misra means 7. So all these jatis Mridangist has to know before going for concert to play Bharatanatyam or Kuchipudi, whatever it is. And in my opinion, playing for Bharatanatyam is very easy. Because most of the jatis and all, they are all common thing. But in Kuchipudi, it's very, very difficult. You have to be very alert, and unless you have that predetermined this thing, you cannot play. Kuchipudi is a bit difficult, I think.
ఓకే, సో మీరు ఎప్పుడైనా మరి కూచిపూడి రిసైటల్స్ కి కూడా ప్లే చేశారా?
చేశానండి, చాలా చేశాను.
భరతనాట్యం అండ్ కూచిపూడి రెండిటికి. ఓకే,
మెయిన్గా ఏంటంటే నువ్వు అన్నట్టు we used to have this interactive session before that, practice and all. So jatis and all we used to write down and then practice so that we can play in a better way. That way I played so many programs.
Generally Mridangam artists Jatis, kotta Jatis create cheyatamlo, they are very fond of creating new Jatis and all. So meer ala edana try chesara or you intend plan to do something with that?
ఇప్పుడు సో ఫార్ అయితే నేను ఎప్పుడు ట్రై చేయలేదు, బట్ స్టిల్ నువ్వు చెప్తున్నా కాబట్టి ఐ విల్ ట్రై టు పుట్ మై మైండ్ ఇన్ దట్.
అండ్ మీరు మృదంగం ప్లే చేసేటప్పుడు ఈవెన్ ఫర్ మ్యూజిక్ ఆర్ డాన్స్ మ్యాథ్స్ ఇస్ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్. సో అది మృదంగం ఆస్పెక్ట్ లో ఇంకా ఘటం ఆస్పెక్ట్ లో ఎలా యూజ్ అవుతుంది మీరు can you guide us as in the main reason for approaching you today as a part of informative series related to Indian classical dance form is dance gurinchi, classical dance. We are trying to promote Indian classical dance forms, and it's not always just about the dancers. When a dancer has to perform, the entire team has to work together. Let that be for Natuvangam or vocal, or flute, violin, mridangam. Mridangam plays such an important role when it is a South Indian art form.
Yes,
so it is equally important as important it is for vocal or the dance movements, talam and everything. So that is the reason I wanted to bring forward to our audience, and people should know how important it is and how does the talmel of mridangam and the South Indian dance form goes along. So that is the main aim. I wanted to interact with you and make our audience also know what are the things involved in it. So dantlo unna mathematics, or how is the learning process for mridangam and ghatam?
Yeah, basically they start with 3 speeds, whatever in మృదంగంలో ఫస్ట్ టీచ్ చేసేటప్పుడు ఏం చేస్తామంటే బేసిక్ గా మనం ఆది తాళం తీసుకుంటాం. వి టేక్ ఆది తాళం. ఇన్ ఆది తాళం 8 కౌంట్స్ ఆర్ దేర్. సో బేసికలీ 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So basically Adi Talam, why they have taken, because it is very easy to know, to explain the student, because first starting learning appude if we take other talams and all, it will be very confusing for the student. So generally they take it with Adi Talam only. In our school also they taught the same way. So they take the aksharas ta, di, tom, nam. These 4 aksharams they will take starting. Ta means like in talam, how you there are 3 speeds in every tal. First speed, second speed, third speed. In 8 counts in mathematics, they distribute these 4 aksharas. Like for example, in first speed, what they will take is ta, di, om, nam. Why they take this gap means after putting ta, then one more gap, then di, one more gap, then tom, one more gap, then nam, one more gap. So instead of telling ta, di, tom, nam, if we tell like this, the student gets confused. So that's why we say ta, di, om, nam. We add that dirgha because to fill the gap. So first speed, all 4 aksharas are done in the 8 beats. That means one akshara, then one gap, like that. Then in the second speed, each beat one aksharas will tell. So like this: ta, di, om, nam. Ta, di, om, nam. So in first speed, ta, di, to, nam, 4 aksharas, it has come in 8 beat cycle. Now in the second speed, it has come twice, like ta, di, om, nam. 4 aksharas over. Then a, ti, om, nam. That means 4 into 2, 8. That is the mathematics. Then third speed, each beat will tell 2, 2. Like Adi Om Nam, Adi Om Nam, Adi Om Nam, Adi Om Nam. So 2 into 4, 8. That maths. So mathematics is 2 into 4, 8. So we are telling 4 times. Same aksharas. 4 letters. We are telling 4 times like that. So that the way student develops. Then again, in the next 4th speed also there, it's very difficult. Taditonam, 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 taditonam. 8 times we'll tell. So that way.
మీరు అర్జున్ గారు మీరు ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేసిన పద్ధతి ఐ థింక్ దట్ ఈస్ బ్రిలియంట్. అందులోనే మీలో ఒక గురు నేర్పించేది విధానం తెలిసిపోతోంది మాకు. The way you teach, you teach students as well. You train students in for Mridangam. So me teaching aspects kuda maku clear ga telustunnai. How well you explain, and the way you've been talking so polite, humble. I think students are really lucky to have you as guru. Endukante టీచింగ్ అంటే చాలా పేషెన్స్ కావాలి, నిదానంగా ఉండాలి. సో మీరు టీచింగ్ జర్నీ ఎలా ఉండింది? మీరు ఎప్పుడు స్టార్ట్ చేశారు టీచ్ చేయటం?
Yeah, my teaching journey started at the age of 40. So when the children were on, they have gone to some school level and all, then I had some time to teach also. So basically at those days, online classes were not there. So weekly once like that, I used to go to their house and then teach. Some students, they come to my house and they used to get interaction and all. But basically first 3 to 6 months, interaction with the student is very important. I mean, physically we have to be present and then show them how to play and all. And most of my students, they started at the age of 6 or 8 like that. So at that age, definitely I have to go and physically show them what are the things to be played and all. Shabdas, where we have to exactly play and all. So that started at the age of 40 years. Now, of course, I have some 15 to 20 students like that. But actively about 4 students are there. They have come to a good level and they are playing in the concerts and all, small concerts like things. They are aged around 15, 16 like that. Of course, apart from their studies, they are playing nicely. And mini concerts, 15 minutes, 30 minutes concerts, they are playing. And they are accompanying children and all. That way.
That's really lovely. I think మీరు ఫిజికల్ క్లాసెస్ అక్కడ పర్సనల్ గా టీచ్ చేయటం కాకుండా డూ యూ టేక్ ఆన్లైన్ క్లాసెస్ ఆల్సో నౌ? ఐ థింక్ 1 year నుంచి దిస్ పాండమిక్ and people are still recovering from that, and there are many online courses. So do you teach online? Is it possible?
Yeah, I am teaching online since 2 years, from the year 2019. So basically online feature has become a bit easy also for them, but it has become very difficult for the guru. Why? Because we have to ask them when they are available. So we have to call them what time you are available. So when we are available, they are otherwise busy. So we have to take their appointment. Guru has to take appointment from student. then only we have to fix the class. That way it has become so a bit difficult for the gurus actually.
That challenge is
you cannot say sharp 6:30 you have to come online, means they can't come. So they say, sir, I have this, I have that. So please extend for 1 hour and all. So we have to wait for the student to come to online. That way it has come.
As an artist to artist, a genuine question I wanted to ask. when you were sharing this challenge, how the reaction from the students or the parents. Was there any situation as a guru, I'm asking, the scenario, the experience that you're telling, that there have been situations where we have to wait for or take the appointment or schedule it according to the availability. So you think that could be due to the change in the present generation or the lifestyle, or is it due to lack of discipline or focus from the student's point of view?
Yeah. Actually, I can't blame 100% regarding discipline or something like that. 50% I can say because of the changing scenario, because otherwise they are very busy with studies, stress is there, more stress is there, and parents and all stress, they are putting a lot of pressure. So all these things are there. 50% I can say discipline also, 50% lagging. Because basically in those days, we used to be very loyal to our guru and respectful, and we were God fearing. I mean, fearing to guru. We cannot face directly. We can't talk to guru.
Nowadays, even in the not, body language and even we were scared to talk or say something in front of guru.
Yes. That fear was there, but now it has become 50%. Thoda kam ho gaya. So it has become a sort of friendly guru and shishya parampara has come. So at times guru also has to be very, not only friendly, more friendly. And because guru's main aim is to teach the student how far I am able to reach the student. So in that way, guru also comes down totally, and he behaves like a student, and then he will teach like that. So that has come nowadays. So we can't be very strict in the class. We can say you play like this and all. Then also we can say you try to practice everything like. In those days when we got teaching from guru, they used to say no excuses. You have to play like this. That's all. Tomorrow you have to come prepared for the class. That way they used to tell. Nowadays we are not telling like that. We are telling, okay, you have to play like this, but still take your own time, take your time and then come. Like that we are telling. So that change has come, 50-50. Discipline is there, but not that much. It is there. Some students are very studious. They want to do more this thing. They'll be behind us actually. Sir, Nandian, I have learned this bit last class. Please teach me another bit today. Like that they will tell. So that way also is there. But 50% I can say due to change in scenario, I can definitely agree. Yeah.
So you see a difference definitely from the time or the way you have learned and how the scenario, yes, there is a drastic difference even in the approach or the thinking process or how it is considered.
Yes.
Mallikarjun Garu, I think you have mentioned or you have highlighted the key points which I think most of the gurus face in the present scenario, with the commitment or the discipline aspect, or we cannot blame anyone or we cannot say that it is their fault. Yes, their lifestyle or their schedule also matters, because everyone has online school from morning till evening, lot of homeworks, assignments. There are so many extracurricular and co-curricular activities. So, kontamandi pillalki, they are overburdened with these activities. That is very true. So, balancing everything anedi pillalki chala kastamaipotundi. So, yes, in a way, yes, discipline aspect, concentration, focus. At the same time, pillalku unde burden, studies, gani, vere activities. I think, yes, very valid points which you have mentioned. Now, on the similar grounds, this is about students from India that you were talking about, your experience. teaching online or even in person. You have been to Croatia and other international concerts. So was there any situation you have, I wanted to ask you, you have been to Croatia. So your performance there, a concert there as a Mridangam artist, I wanted to know the experience and what was the response from the audience, the Sabha or the Rasikas there. And is there anything that was lacking, or were they very enthusiastic? Were they able to understand? Was there any gap or mixed on reactions? Definitely mixed audience on tarot. So I wanted to know your thought process, or what was happening between the performance and the audience at that time, being on a foreign land.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when I visited Croatia for the Festival of India from Hyderabad, we were a team of 7 people. So I was basically, I played Ghatam. My guru played Mridangam. So in that, being an artist, I differenced so many points. Like, for example, first thing, the discipline among the audience was excellent. And they were, I mean, you can say pin drop silence. That way, even cell phones were switched off. And they enjoyed every moment what we played. And we went to such an extent that we played that folk song of their language, Croatian song, folk song. We learned and then we played that also. And they enjoyed like anything. And really that discipline is very much there in foreign countries, especially in Europe. When I saw it personally, we interacted, we played actually 4 concerts in different places, and really we enjoyed like anything. And the audience responded very nicely, and they love our culture and our instruments and the way how we play and all. So they enjoyed every moment what we played, and excellent response was given from them. It was amazing actually. Yeah.
Nice. So were they aware of the instruments that you were all playing? You said a troop of 70 people traveled.
Yeah. So, I mean, 70 means so many things, dancers, everything, so many different this thing.
Yes. Okay.
Our team has seven people.
Okay. So were they aware? Were they aware of the instruments that you were playing? Mridangam, Ghatam.
Yeah, they were sometimes, my guru only introduced to the audience. Okay. This is a South Indian drum called Mridangam, then this is Ghatam. Then violin, of course, they know. Violin, mostly they know that. And sitar and all, they know. And tabla also, they know this one. But Kanjira was different. I mean, Kanjira, Morsing was different. So they didn't know that about the instruments. So my guru and they were able to perform. When we performed, they enjoyed a lot. Excellent response was there.
Mallikarjun Garu, do you feel when compared to other performing art forms like dance, vocal, Mridangam, people inclined or interested towards learning Mridangam are less? What could be, it's definitely individual's choice, but do you feel that awareness about Mridangam or learning this instrument is also good for a person? Because we see many people talking about learning a sport or dance or music, any art form, it brings change in one person as personality, complete personality changes. Discipline paranga, ye rakanga aina, కంప్లీట్ A to Z పర్సనాలిటీ అనేది మారిపోతుంది. సో
Yeah.
మృదంగం, డూ యూ ఫీల్ దట్ మృదంగం నేర్చుకునేందుకు కూడా ఇంకా అందరూ ముందుకు రావాలి, ఎంకరేజ్ చేయాలి?
Yeah, definitely. I give my 100% opinion, because one of the ancient forms of instrument is mridangam. So in our traditional script also, they say veena venu mridanga vadya rasikam. They say veena venu means flute, then mridangam. So in traditional script also, they have given veena venu mridanga vadya rasikam. So in that way, I can definitely emphasize people to learn, make the children encouraged to learn mridangam, because it is not only ancient, but also it has got special nadam, omkara nadam, which other instruments doesn't have. I can proudly say that, because in tabla you will get flat note, like a flat thing, but in mridangam you will get omkara nadam. That nadam is very, very traditional. That means wherever this Shiva Tandavam, everything is there they use this nadam, actually mridangam nadam. So that way I can tell students to learn mridangam. And also it has got advantages also. If you learn one mridangam, then you can learn ghatam, you can play kanjira also, and you can try morsing also, if you have that inclination to learn. So basically, if you learn one instrument, you can learn so many instruments. That way, mridangam I can definitely suggest. If we learn veena, of course, we can play guitar or sitar like that, but totally that is different. But scale pattern, this jatis and all, it's all the same. Scale pattern, this jatis and all, it's all the same for mridangam, ghatam, everything. So that way I can definitely suggest children to learn mridangam. And also I request the students to be more studious, to learn, more inquisitive to learn mridangam. And also I request the parents also to encourage their children to learn any form of fine arts. Like for example, not only mridangam, you can learn violin, you can learn dance forms like kuchipudi, bharatanatyam. It will make a person total disciplined person, and they will serve the society in their way by going to concerts, everything, and make the public happy. That is the main motto of an artist, to make the audience happy. So that way I can definitely suggest parents to encourage their children to know the fine arts, definitely.
ఈ జర్నీలో, in these so many years of journey, learning, then performing and teaching, do you have any such memorable incidents that you always cherish? Do you have memorable incidents you always cherish and you're always proud and happy about? Can you please share with us?
Yeah, definitely. When I teach my children, they sometimes they won't give much response. Sometimes they give more response. Like in some sounds, they give a lot of response and they feel very happy. And when I play and when they try to play, they'll be very, very happy, and they say, "Sir, super, sir, super. This chati is very nice. This sound is very nice." Like that, they interact. So that excitement itself is very, very soothing for us. As a guru, we can, whatever we receive, it's very, very happy. We feel happy. Yeah.
Very nice. Mallikarjun garu, can you please play something for us? I'm looking forward to it. A small piece of presentation, mridangam and ghatam, or anything of your choice.
Mridangam, I will.
It was lovely, Mallikarjun Garu. You were playing the Mridangam syllables ikkada. అండ్ ఇక్కడ ప్యారలల్ గా ఒక డాన్సర్ గా నేను నా డాన్స్ సిలబుల్స్ అనుకుంటూ ఉన్నాను మీరు అక్కడ ప్లే చేసేటప్పుడు. అది తక్క దిమ్మి తక్క జణు తక్క దిమ్మి తక్క జణు తక్క దిమ్మి తక్క జణు అని నేను నా డాన్స్ స్టైల్ మీరు అక్కడ ప్లే చేస్తూ ఉంటే నాకు మైండ్ లో ఆ బీట్ ప్రకారం ఏ డాన్స్ సిలబుల్స్ అయితే వస్తూ ఉండినాయో నేను అది డాన్స్ మూవ్మెంట్స్ కి ప్లాన్ చేస్తూ ఉన్నాను. సో ఐ థింక్ that is how the coordination between oka mridangam artist and oka dancer goes by default. Adi inseparable. Rendu eppudu kalse untai, South Indian dance form and the mridangam in terms of the talam, beats, anni. It was very lovely. Thank you so much, Mallikarjun Garu. Thank you so much for joining us and obliging my request and being a part of informative series related to Indian classical dance forms. And I'm looking forward for more collaborations and more collaborative work further. Hope it gives us a lot of success and looking forward to work with you in future. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. I once again thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Andy. Good day.
Namaskar.
Thank you.